Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this yoga flow with the wheel. For today's class, you're obviously going to need a yoga wheel, 2 blocks, maybe a yoga belt, a yoga strap, anything that you can think of to replace it. And when you're ready, just go ahead and meet me on the mat.
To you, get close. To you, get close. To you, get close. To you.
All right, so when you guys are ready, you can go ahead and grab your wheel. I'm going to come into a comfortable seated position, comfortable cross-legged seated position. If you feel really comfortable, you can also take your bound angle pose, so right away bringing the bottom of the feet together, choosing again whatever variation it feels best for you. For the first variation, we're actually going to place a block behind the wheel just to ensure that it's not going to move too much. When you're here, you're going to try and place the wheel towards the upper back, so the mid back here. Slowly letting yourself melt. When you're here, clasping the fingers, placing your hands behind your head. Going to take a big inhale, puff your heart up. Exhale, bring your chin in, bring it up. Inhale again. Let it melt, puffing your heart up. Exhale, curl your chin in. 2 more like this. Inhale. Let it melt, puffing your heart up towards the sky. Exhale, slowly curl your chin in. Last one, inhale, puffing your heart up. Exhale, curl your chin in. This time, inhale, let it melt, puffing your heart up. We're just going to stay here. When you're here, I can also invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Starting to bring your attention and awareness inwards, focusing on your breath. Trying to keep here every inhalation and exhalation as equal as possible. Next inhalation, maybe you stay here. If you feel comfortable, you can try grabbing the inside of your wheel, the inside of your wheel. Maybe bringing your head now close to the wheel, making sure you're wrapping your arms around it, so not letting your arms fall out like this. Next inhalation, slowly release. Hands come by your sides. Slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Vertebrae per vertebrae. Come back into a seated position. If your feet were together, however they were, you can bring your legs together. Maybe give yourself a little shake here. From side to side. On your next inhalation, I'm going to remove the block. I'm going to place our wheel actually by your side. You can stay in your comfortable seated position so you can come back. When you're here, you're going to place your wheel to your right. If you want a bit more of a stretch, you can play around with having either the wheel a little bit more on your arm if you want less of a stretch, and a bit more on your hand if you want to go a bit deeper to your side. We're going to inhale, arms come up. Exhale, slowly lower that right hand onto your wheel. And at the same time, we're going to take a side bend. So reaching up and overhead with your left arm. Letting your side here melt a bit closer to the ground. Next inhalation, come back up. We're going to switch sides, so bring the wheel to your left side. Inhale again, arms come up. Exhale, this time left hand comes onto your wheel. Slowly taking your side bend, making sure that you're puffing your chest forward, so not rounding here. Puffing your heart forward, keeping that right arm extended the whole time. Inhale, come back to your center. We're going to do one more on each side, so slowly switch to wheel. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, right hand comes onto the wheel. Slowly take your side bend. Inhale, slowly come back to your center. Switch side on your exhale again. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, slowly lower that left hand onto your wheel. Take a side bend here. Inhale, slowly come back to your center. Both arms come up. Exhale, palms come together to heart. Next inhalation, we're going to place the wheel in front of us. This time, keeping that same seated position, you're going to place both hands on the wheel. Slowly glide your wheel forward. Maybe let your forehead melt down on the mat. Maybe take a few movements here from side to side. See that emphasize any sensation for you. Next inhalation, slowly press your hands down onto the wheel, carry your chin to your chest, vertebrae per vertebrae. Come back in your upright seated position. On your next exhalation, you're going to actually place a block behind your wheel and in front to ensure that it doesn't move at all. We're going to take a half forward fold. So you're going to extend your right leg in front of you. You're going to place your ankle here onto your wheel. If you know you're a little tight, you might need here your yoga strap or your yoga belt. You're going to place your left foot inside of that right leg. Make sure both feet are flexed. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale. If you're a little tighter, you're going to grab your yoga strap, simply holding on to both sides, using your arm strength. Wrapping again, arms around and in, and you're pressing your heart forward, thinking and focusing on keeping that spine straight, shoulders down and away from your ears, and slowly working on melting your chest to your thigh. So whatever option, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, let yourself melt forward. You can even grab onto the back of the wheel or the inside of the wheel. Again, choosing whatever variation here that feels best for you today. Always letting each exhalation guide you, help you release tension, create that space that you're looking for. Two more breaths here, wherever you are. Next inhalation, slowly release your hands, curl your chin to your chest. Slowly come back to an upright position. Exhale, hands come down by your side. On your next inhalation, we're going to scooch yourself a little bit more towards the back edge of your mat, taking a bit more of an open hip variation. So when you're here, you're taking a stance that feels comfortable for you, that suits your flexibility. Again, you might need the strap here. You can loop it around your foot. So around your right foot. You're going to take a side twist. So here, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, maybe you decide to grab your left hip with that right hand. If you use your yoga belt, that's where you're going to use your belt to help you take that side twist. Make sure you're puffing your heart forward, looking up and over that left shoulder. So whatever variation that you choose today, simply focusing on your breath, alignment. Next inhalation, slowly come back up. Reach up, both arms come up. Exhale, slowly hands come down. On your next inhalation, slowly make your way back to the front of the mat. We're just going to switch legs, so do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to extend this time your left leg, placing maybe your ankle. If you're tighter, you can place more of your leg here on the wheel. Make sure that both blocks are in place. Right foot is this time inside that left thigh. Both feet are flexed. Again, if you need your strap, use your strap. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, slowly let yourself melt forward. Maybe you're holding on to the wheel or your foot, whatever variation again. Next inhalation, slowly release, bring your chin to your chest, slowly come back to an upright position. On your exhale, hands come down. Again, we're going to scoot yourself a little bit more towards the back edge of your mat, ensuring again that your foot is not touching exactly, but towards the inside of that left thigh. If you use the strap on the other side, go ahead and grab your strap. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, left hand now onto the right hip, slowly bending to the side, taking your side twist, looking up and over, that right shoulder this time. Next inhalation, slowly come back up, both arms come up. Exhale, slowly place your hands down, come back into seated, facing the front of the mat. When you're here, now we're going to place both ankles or both legs onto our wheel. Again, if you need your strap, you're going to loop it underneath your feet. Feet are flexed. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, slowly let yourself melt forward. Focusing on shoulders down and away from your ears. Using those exhalations. Next inhalation, slowly curl your chin to your chest, both arms come back up. Exhale, hands come down by your side. On your next inhalation, you're going to remove both legs from your wheel. You can place your legs as wide as you can, as wide as your flexibility allows you to today. On your next inhalation, you're simply going to place your blocks towards this side. Going to place your wheel to this side as well. Place both hands on your wheel. And slowly kind of work your wheel as wide as you want so that you can let your chest melt. Take a few waves here from side to side. Letting your heart and head melt towards the floor. Next inhalation, you're going to lift up. If you want, you can use the wheel actually and simply place your forearms here. Focusing on your breath, pressing that pelvis towards the floor, bringing your bum back. So pelvic tilt, a little anterior pelvic tilt. Or if you're a bit more flexible, you can place the wheel to the side, maybe lower down on the forearm. Important part here is that you keep that spine straight and long, the shoulders are down and away from your ears. Maybe one day, mount the chest all the way down. Not comparing yourself to others, it's all about practice, focusing on alignment, listening to your body. If you can't take full inhalations and exhalation in a posture, that's a sign that you should modify. So always using the modification that you need. Next inhalation, slowly bring both hands down, curl your chin to your chest. Slowly, vertebrae per vertebrae, make yourself back to an upright position. When you're here, on your exhale, you can slowly bring both legs together. Give yourself a little shake here, from side to side. On your next inhalation, you're gonna slowly bring back your blocks. Place your wheel in between both blocks. And we're gonna come into a seated on the wheel position. So make your way to a comfortable position for you. We're gonna bend both legs. On your exhale, you're gonna extend that right one in front of you. Again, if you need your yoga belt, you're gonna loop it underneath your foot so that you can focus on alignment. Or maybe inhale, arms come up. Exhale, slowly let yourself melt onto that right leg. Focusing on your breath here. Using those exhales to release that tension you might be feeling in your hamstring. Next inhalation, slowly curl your chin to your chest. Come back to an upright position. On your exhale, we're simply going to switch legs. So simply extending this time, the left leg. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, slowly let yourself melt forward. Again, maybe you're using your strap. Next inhalation, slowly curl your chin to your chest. Come back to a seated position. You can place both feet now on the ground. And on your exhale, slowly come back to seated on the mat. You can slowly place your blocks by your side. Bring your wheel back in front of you. And come into a little either child's pose or puppy pose. So you can either have your feet together, knees a little wider than hips distance. Simply place your hands on your wheel, letting your forehead melt down. Or you can choose to come into a tabletop position. Again, keeping your hips this time over your knees. And slowly place your hands on your wheel. Maybe let your forehead and chest melt towards the mat. Again, using your exhalation. Next inhalation, slowly curl your chin back into your chest. Can bring your toes to touch. Come into a seated on heels position. On your exhalation, sit down onto your bum for a last little stretch with the wheel. You're gonna place your wheel behind you. Again, place it towards the mid and upper back. Slowly, again, place your hands behind your head, clasping your fingers together. But this time, we're gonna lift our bum up. Take a few movements here, forward and back, forward and back. And now slowly bring yourself back to that seated position. If you need to readjust the wheel, you can do so. You're gonna let yourself melt again here. You can also grab the inside of the wheel if you prefer. Next inhalation, slowly release your hands, let your side, bring your chin to your chest, vertebrae by vertebrae. Come back into a seated position. On your exhale, place your wheel by your side. Simply make your way to laying on your back position. You're gonna make your way into our Shavasana, so palms are facing up. Taking this moment to really integrate everything that we just worked on. As always, I truly hope that you enjoyed this full body wheel yoga flow and that you have a wonderful day. Namaste.